So here's Kaimi Fairbairn to do the honors.
And we are underway from Miami.
And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. Off of play action, Tagovailoa.
Well, it's a shuffle pass, and it's complete.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Now Tua. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
But when you're going up against a talented receiver like that, you just know that they're going to bring more people to him, right? They're going to double cover him every chance they get.
I think that is what we're going to see all game long. An early taste of that double, maybe even sometimes triple coverage we might see.
Yeah, I think what they're counting on, his talent to sometimes beat that double coverage.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Jake Bailey to punt for the Dolphins. Desmond King deep for Houston. And this will be taken at the 13. It's a 54-yard punt with a return of 11. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Now Stroud. He'll get this into the hands of Nico Collins. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. It's complete to Brown, right side. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And 3rd and 1 now.
From their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that.
Like that?
Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, grab that dagger play, grab that play and just finish him off right now, because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
He'll give up 6 yards there on the loss, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped him, bringing up 4th down.
On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. Braxton Berrios deep for Miami. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. Where do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Again, they'll run it with Mostert. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 2 straight runs of 5 yards. 1st and 10.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. Now inside the 25. Jalen Waddle. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 70 yards. And the Dolphins will jump on top of the game's first score here this afternoon. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Jason Sanders now for the extra point. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. Now White lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
Jason Sanders, the kickoff for Miami.
So they went for 2 and failed. They didn't use him on the PAT, but now he boots this one away with a 6-0 lead. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Their own 23-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
Following the fumble recovery, Stroud.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
Well, this is something we've seen before, partner. We've seen a defense bait a rookie, pretend to leave a window open, and then the defensive back jumped it as soon as the ball was released. Big-time play. They love taking advantage of the youngsters, and in this case, it paid off well.
After the turnover, it's Tua. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17. 6-0 our score after 1. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's Tua. Completes it to the tight end, Smythe. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it'll be 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Here now, 2nd and 4. Looking to pass. Tua. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Intended for Durham Spike. Incomplete. He was defended by Jalen Petrie.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Going to the air. Tagovailoa. Throw to the right. Taken in by Barrios. And this won't be enough. Stopped a yard short after a gain of 3. 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
Mike McDaniel dialing up the risk here a little bit on 4th down. They're going to go for it. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And this Texans defense stands tall. He'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here, 4th down play, make sure you're focused just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And his throw here's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10. And Stroud now to throw. He's got his man. It's the tight end, Brevin Jordan. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations. But a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Now here's a pass on first down. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Now a 2nd and 10. Stroud. And his throw is incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. One incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Stroud will look to throw once more. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
You want to see a defensive coordinator get upset and throw his headset? This is the kind of play that'll do it. You force 3rd and long. This is almost sort of a give-up play. You're just hoping to get something positive, and it winds up breaking big, and they convert on 3rd down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Stroud looking to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now for getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Second and 10. Throwing again is Stroud.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Well, they get to Stroud, nowhere to go, and he goes down. That time, Bradley Chubb shooting in there for the sack. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And it'll be Dolphin football.
Take it to the house.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive.
And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Jalen Petrie picks it off.
And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
That was one I kind of saw coming, Charles. You had a free safety just hanging back there over the middle, waiting, and he saw that ball go in the air, and he jumped on it.
And I don't know why the quarterback didn't see that. That was just your standard cover 3, which means the free safety in the middle of the field, the 2 corners, and they divide the field in thirds. But when you have a free safety with range, like a good center fielder, he can go from side to side and make plays on the football as he did there.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Stroud working out of the gun. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to get it back here just past the 35.
They have been struggling to put points on the board so far. While you don't want to lump it all on the rookie quarterback, he's definitely the root cause. And all rookies, they have those learning experiences in their first year. What they're hoping for is that he can learn on the fly, work through his struggles against his defense, and at the same time, still find a way to put them in a position to win.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Tua sets up to pass it. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Tua going to throw. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. Picked off by Denzel Perryman. And the return
What in the
here is
fuck?
stopped at the 35-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and pump the football.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
He'll get this out wide to Singletary.
And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
Here's Stroud.
There goes a deep ball. End zone. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston.
Nico Collins.
33 yards.
And the Texans are an extra point away from moving out in front in the final minute of the half. Charles, that's a pretty good response from a rookie quarterback. He's had his struggles in this game, including the interception on the last drive, but there he takes him down the field and puts it in the end zone.
I agree with everything you just said right there, and there's a silver lining to all of this, his resiliency. Because let's face it, when things are going bad and you're a youngster, they often continue to go bad. But in his mind and his actions, he said, this stops right here. And how about the positive play he just turned in?
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And they take the lead here at 7-6. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
Braxton Berrios selected to bring it out. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Tagovailoa to throw.
They'll swing this out wide. Here's Ochoa.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half.
This now a 3rd and 4.
Now Tua.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, there's no disputing. He's made some poor throws in this first half, but this was a good one. And you can bet this is an offense that isn't going to pull back. They believe in what he can do. So all you can do is look forward, and they pick up a first down.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10.
Over the middle and complete to Waddle.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 49-yard line.
First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Dolphins 6.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3.
It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. And the fair catch signaled for and taken, so they'll begin this third quarter from their 25-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They go right back to Singletary. And the defense closes quickly there. We'll get maybe a yard to the 33. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that'll help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Stroud out of the gun here. That one complete. It's tanked down. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. Singletary, they'll go up the middle. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Right back to Singletary on 2nd down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 33.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They've not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Now here's Stroud on 3rd down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got... Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
This is not the end.
They'll give this to Singletary running right. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. first down. They stick with Singletary.
And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18.
And credit the tackle to Brandon Jones.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
On second down, here's a run with Singletary. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
A lot of people call it a toss, a probing play, to see what they can get against the defense, to see how they adjust and react. Their probing's working pretty well. That was a very nice run.
They'll try and run for this with Singletary. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
A great job there by this defense. They give up the long drive, but in the end, it looks like they'll force a field goal attempt.
So on 4th down, Texan kicker Kaimi Fairbairn comes on. From the left hash, a 31-yard attempt. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though. 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
At their own 13-yard line.
Pick it up. You're...
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and that will bring up second down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Second down and 4. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. But just to add that to the list of great moments for this defense today, they've really shredded that game plan on the other side all 4 quarters. And, Charles, that pick 6, that's kind of the cherry on top.
Yeah, and they did it, and I feel like I'm quoting a bad movie line, but they did it together, didn't they? Fed off of each other, every big play they made, every tackle, every pick, everything they've done. They continually built energy in this one, and how about them culminating with a pick 6?
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Berrios going to bring this out of the end zone. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
The Dolphins take over at their own 20-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And we'll see if they can band back together after the pick six. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A two-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
Here's Tua. He'll swing this out to Mostert.
They'll wind up getting just a yard. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
The offense on 3rd down, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This time it's 3rd and 3. Looking to pass. Tua. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Denzel Berryman. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
And that pretty much has been the storyline, Charles. This defense, they seem to be one step ahead from the start of the game until now.
And you identified it perfectly, and we can see the frustration that's settling in now. And it's probably been there for a long time, but now it's evident because you can see it in their faces, you can see it in their body language, maybe even a little bit in that play call that ended up maybe closing them out.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. A give up the middle to Singletary. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. And boy, again, they won't get this off in time.
Now, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. And now again, the play clock's going to run out on him. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Wow, so somebody won. He won, but not really. Like, he didn't even finish the game. I was doing so good. He had to fuck me up, catching my ball. Get the fuck out my way, bitch. Lord. I'm gonna go play Fortnite now. Right? What are you talking about right now?